this is a new segment, and it's just going to be you and me talking. And why not? The topic I wanted to propose to you is a controversial topic. What was better, the Avengers or the Dark Knight?
I don't think anybody has ever said The Dark Knight is better than the Avengers.
Uh-oh.
They're both equal, or not equal, I wouldn't say equal. They're both very good movies. I have seen both of them 3 times. But the Avengers, it's just better. The only thing I really liked about The Dark Knight Rises is Bane.
Right.
I wouldn't have seen it more than once if I didn't want to see Bane again. Bane, I didn't feel one bit sorry for Batman when he got his back broken, but then when they're explaining Bane's backstory and he has a tear crawling down his eye, you feel bad for him.
Uh-huh.
And then the Avengers, that's just action the whole movie.
Obviously, they're 2 different movies.
Exactly.
And you can't really compare them. But they're both superhero movies, and they're rival companies, Marvel and DC.
Let me stop you there. You can't say they're both superhero movies because The Dark Knight gets overtaken by a measly knife.
Ooh. That's one thing I wanted to bring up because...
From a girl.
A
girl.
I got you. That's actually one thing I wanted to talk about because in the comic books and in other media, like Batman would always prepare for things. He was the greatest detective. He would have known in that movie. He wouldn't have walked into the underground area where Bane was and just freaking try to fist fight him. He wouldn't have. I mean, maybe he did because he got his back broken in the comics. I don't know how that happened, but like there was no preparation, no investigation. The only thing you saw was him investigate Catwoman's background. So there wasn't a lot of prep work. It just wasn't really Batman. He didn't use a lot of his gadgets. I mean, it's just like, get away from me, Cookie. Jeez, it's a cat. So let me ask you this, because you said the Avengers was better. Did you appreciate the fact that it wasn't so realistic? Did that bother you at all that Loki walked around with a stick that converted people's minds and that there was aliens that all died at the end? Or was it just awesome? You never cared for that. Like, you didn't matter.
Yeah, as far as I can remember, I don't think of anything in that movie that is a negative besides them giving Scarlet Joe whore and I don't even know Hawkeye's real name, but giving them more screen time than the Hulk is ridiculous. Especially with Hawkeye's ego, which needed to get kicked down a notch, I would say, in the script. And the scene where Black Widow asked Captain America for a lift, and she just grabs onto one of the ships. She has no powers. That would have just ripped her arms out of her body. But everything else, I love how they give the Hulk a 30-second thing, and he's had two previous movies to that, and he gets 30 seconds of screen time. Black Widow and Hawkeye come out of the woodworks, and they just get the whole movie.
Now, a lot of people online have made it a Marvel vs. DC thing, and they say Batman's better because of the plot and all that. And you're saying that you didn't really...
Well, look at The Dark Knight Rises. This is the 3rd movie in a trilogy.
Right.
The Avengers is the first
the first time
movie that they've tried to do.
Together.
And when you have a cast as big as the Avengers, you need to try to film the movie with equal parts. You can't just focus around one person like they did in The Dark Knight Rises, where it's just...
Do you think that DC needs to make Justice League movie, like a Justice League movie to replicate what the Avengers did?
They could, but if they try to go on this whole like Marvel versus DC thing, I think it'll be stupid because they're gonna end up killing off everyone's favorite characters. Nobody's gonna like that. I've said multiple times that they do that. And in the next Avengers movie, if Thanos kills the Hulk, the people in that theater are gonna hear it. they're gonna hear about it because that's how this is. Kill Black Widow and Hawkeye. Who gives a about them?
You know, I asked you before the show to tone it down, and you've toned it right back up.
I am passionate about this conversation.
So, switching to Marvel, they had the 4 main characters: Iron Man, not Black Widow, Thor, Captain America, and Hulk. Who would you like to see in the Avengers 2? Because I thought about it. If they put the same characters against Thanos, I wouldn't really be excited. Because it would feel stale. Just like you were saying, the Avengers was the first movie. They need to upgrade it. And what would be the perfect way to upgrade it, besides already adding Ant-Man like they've already announced they're going to do? Yeah, Ant-Man.
Who's Ant-Man?
Oh my.
This is the first time I've heard of this.
You haven't heard?
No.
They're going to make Iron Man 3 and Thor 2 next year. And the year after, they're making Captain America 2 and Ant-Man. No, wait. That's Guardians of the Galaxy. You've heard of that, right?
No.
Okay. They're going to make a movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, to introduce Thanos as a character before Avengers 2.
Really?
Like they introduced Loki and Thor. And they're also going to make Ant-Man, which was one of the Avengers, which is a guy that can grow really big or really small. Like he can grow to the size of an ant, and I think even control ants. And he can grow really huge, like the size of like 100 feet tall. So he's like a giant. And what's interesting about the film is that they cast a director who did all those Dawn of the Dead movies. Like those funny, not Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead. Remember that one, the British one? Like they cast that British guy, and I think he did that Alien movie. I don't know what he's done actually. But he's like they're trying to make it a comedy. Good. It's still recording. So anyways, they're going to have Ant-Man in there. But even Ant-Man, which is a bad-ass character, with those 4, it still wouldn't feel awesome because Thanos is a Marvel villain. He's not an Avengers villain. That guy battles everyone from the Avengers to X-Men to Spider-Man. So what do you think? Because it was reported, right? It was reported that the Oscorp Tower from Spider-Man was going to be in the Avengers skyline. Did you know that?
Yes, you've mentioned it multiple times.
So, imagine if Spider-Man was in the Avengers.
Then he would be probably
That movie would make $2 billion easily.
I don't know what planet you live on, but if Spider-Man was in it, he'd be the least valuable asset to the team. What would he do? What would he have done to Loki?
You can tell I'm talking to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. I'm kidding, calm down.
If it was Venom, okay.
You have to remember, Captain America doesn't even have powers.
Did anybody watch Spider-Man 3? Did anybody see Tobey Maguire get his ass kicked all over the construction scene?
Okay, Spider-Man. Oh, I'm talking about the new Spider-Man. Oh my god, don't say that.
Yeah, I didn't see the Amazing Spider-Man. You know why? Neither. You don't make 3 movies and then recast the whole cast.
All I'm saying about that is they shouldn't have done the same initial storyline where he gets bit by a spider. Everyone knows that. Maybe they should have flashed back to it or something. I mean, what are they going to do? Every 10 years retell Spider-Man's origins? Like, I understand people have short-term memories.
This kid still doesn't learn to stay away from spiders.
I mean, I understand people have short-term memories, but every 10 years, not even. Yeah, maybe 10 years. I mean, they didn't even retell the Hulk's origin when they rebooted the Hulk. The first one with Eric Bana, they did the whole origin thing. The second one, the opening credits started off with like a flashback to what happened, and that's it. You're starting off with him in Brazil already on the run, because everyone knows how he became the Hulk.
No one needs a refresher course.
Spider-Man's like a character like 20 times more popular than the Hulk.
Whoa!
He
Maybe
is,
more popular.
Yeah, more popular.
As
Obviously
in
not more.
favoritism, Spider-Man's on the bottom of the totem pole.
All I'm saying is that Spider-Man is the
Let me stop you there.
Okay.
You know how the Hulk basically fought, I wouldn't say fought, but you know how he fought Thor?
And won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't fight, he kind of fought, no, Thor and Iron Man fought, and Captain America fought. Thor only tasseled with the Hulk. So you're gonna tell me, if Thor was replaced by Spider-Man in that fight scene,
No.
his brains would be smashed all over the floor. Because just like Batman, Spider-Man barely has any superpowers at best. He can shoot silk, that's about it.
He has super strength.
To what?
He can lift
He doesn't have super strength.
He does.
He just has...
You're talking to someone with 50 comic books. He has super strength. Why do you think that he was able to hold that freaking cart in Spider-Man 1? Remember with Mary Jane falling off the bridge?
Yeah, like that, with his string. Silk is the strongest material known to human beings.
I'll tell you what, you can't hold a 10,000-pound cart just because of silk. Spider-Man has super strength.
Seriously, where are we going with this? This is like 20 minutes of talking. You're going to edit it down to 3 minutes and put it up.
No, this is this format. This is a podcast talking about different topics. Justin, come on, man. We were doing good there.
I'm done with it. It's
okay, we'll wrap it up here. It's not 20. It's been like 10 minutes.
Look it up. It's been 20.
All right, we'll wrap it up because someone's a little cranky.
Yeah, because every idea I have just gets shot down, even though it's the most idealistic thing you've ever heard.
What idea are you talking about?
So you're going to tell me Avengers would have sold more because of one character in it. Spider-Man would have gave him another $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, on what planet?
Okay.
How much money did the Amazing Spider-Man sell?
Let me put it to you.
No, how much?
Let me put it to you in perspective.
How much?
I'm gonna show you. Let me put it to you in perspective. 1 second. I'm trying to explain. Okay, Hulk made about 230 million worldwide. Captain America, I think, did about 330. Thor did about 450, and both Iron Mans made about 550. All 4 Spider-Man movies, the Tobey Maguire ones and the new one, have made about 800 million or more. Why?
Separately?
Yeah, individually.
Okay, I highly doubt that.
Yeah,
show me the paperwork.
Yeah, I'll show you right now.
Show me
the first one made 800,
data.
the second one made 750. No, like 790. They all made over 750. So as wildly popular as Iron Man was, he still hasn't even made as much as Spider-Man, and that's because Spider-Man is a more popular character. Just his popularity would bring more. They would make $1 billion more, I'm telling you. If his own movie can almost make $1 billion, he's going to add that to the Avengers. Plus, he can be in cool fight scenes and stuff. That's all I'm saying. Sony needs to get it together.
But as for people that aren't listening, there are a poster of the Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. So you're telling me if there's another poster with Spider-Man, that would look good?
Okay,
that would look like the biggest joke I've ever seen. I don't care how popular Spider-Man is. He would have got his ass kicked all over the floor of New York City.
Do you realize that Captain America is way weaker than Spider-Man?
I don't care.
So how did he not get his ass kicked?
I never said I liked Captain America. Captain America is him. All I care about is the Hulk.
Okay, he's not threatening. Alright,
the Hulk isn't threatening?
I said he's not threatening the Hulk. Spider-Man isn't threatening the Hulk.
Well, you just said if Hulk and Spider-Man were together, they would probably have fought. And I said, are you kidding me?
No. Look, this is what I'm saying.
I'm done with this. End it now before I go on a rampage and smash everything.
Listen, calm down.
Oh my god.
All I'm saying is that it would have been cool, and I hope they do it for Avengers 2.
Who would you have wanted to cast as Spider-Man if he was in the Avengers?
No, this is what you're missing. They use the same... Okay, you know that Sony owns Spider-Man?
Yeah.
As the movie rights. So, what they need to do, because Spider-Man, even though it made 790 million, it didn't make as much, and I think they need to focus on reviving interest in the character
Tobey Maguire.
No, he's already gone.
Tobey Maguire would have been in the Avengers, not this stupid, arrogant son of a from The Social Network that no one knows where the hell he came from.
He's a good actor. Give him a chance. You know what, man? I asked you not to curse.
I don't care. Me cursing is what's keeping this podcast alive.
This is the first episode.
It's shit!
Yeah. So, Sony is trying to build their own universe. I say they put him in. They don't have to put him in for freaking all 3 hours of the movie.
Speed it up.
They just have to put him in for like one fight scene and then explain how he leaves, and everyone will be happy. Same with Wolverine. They should put Wolverine in that too, because they're part of the new Avengers in the comic books. Spider-Man and Wolverine. Regardless, even if they don't make an appearance, it would still be cool to have Ant-Man, and I think they need one other character. I think War Machine would be good.
No.
The black guy.
I don't like War Machine.
You don't like him?
All he has is like military weapons.
He has a turret on his
back.
back.
It's crap. He went against drones and got his ass kicked almost.
No. Alright.
Or did you watch any part of the Iron Man 2? I don't think War Machine would be good, because then it's like basically replicating Iron Man. It has to be someone new, and they basically, whoever they bring in, they need to cut Black Widow and Hawkeye's time out of the damn movie, because no one cares about them.
I agree with that. They need to cut their. I mean, maybe not. I actually liked Black Widow, but Hawkeye I thought was just like a waste of time. His character wasn't explored. Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you a quick question, because we don't often think about this. Do you think they need a black character?
Nick Fury.
They have, I mean, like a superhero.
Problem solved.
Because they have Thor, they have Tony Stark, they have Steve Rogers.
From the comic books, who's a black superhero? Banner.
If they introduce Ant-Man, Ant-Man's gonna be white.
Who's a black superhero in the comic books?
Black Panther.
Who's that?
One of the baddest characters you'll ever meet.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
He's better than the Hulk.
No.
You're damn right.
Now, I'll tell you where he ties in. You know Captain America's shield?
Yep.
It's made out of, if you watch Captain America, vibranium, which is found in Wakanda, the fake country where Black Panther is the king of. Oh, yeah.
So I wonder why they mentioned that. Ties
if you watch
Black
Iron
Panther.
Man 2, when they're showing the board of all the heroes, there's a dot in Africa where Wakanda is.
Ooh, that's cool.
But they haven't announced that they'd make Black Panthers before Avengers.
They might not make a movie for just him. They might just bring him into the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like they did Hawkeye.
Right.
Hawkeye came out of nowhere because they knew that making a movie. Keep rolling your eyes every time I say a curse word. They knew making a Hawkeye movie wouldn't sell crap.
Now what's funny is the same actor, what was his name? Jeremy Renner? He was in the Bourne Supremacy, and that movie didn't sell well.
Oh, I know. It's the fourth installment. They tried to ask Matt Damon, hey, you want to do a fourth one? He's like, are you kidding me? We did 3 and barely got away with it.
And what I have the problem with is that if that guy can't even anchor his own movie by himself, no one else to compete with.
Exactly.
What makes you think he's going to be a successful character as Hawkeye by himself?
Exactly.
So,
overactor.
I like Black Widow. I think they need to input some other characters, because that was another problem. Besides the scientist and Loki from Thor,
there was no
one else from any other movies. Like,
it's because they couldn't afford it. They couldn't even bring that one girl from the Thor movie.
The Hulk, his love interest was Liv Tyler.
They couldn't bring her.
They couldn't bring General Ross in.
I know, they changed the general, which is so stupid.
They didn't bring the War Machine in. They didn't bring anyone from Captain America in, although he died, but still. I mean, he was like 70 years in the past. They didn't bring anyone from Iron Man in besides Gwyneth Paltrow. So, I mean, there wasn't like a lot of the shared universe. It was just kind of like one event.
Exactly.
So I think they need to do that for the second one. Just have an overload of characters. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I'm sure their budget for the cast was over $200 million for Avengers.
Yeah. They say Robert Downey made 50 million while everyone else
Yeah,
made like less than
just
10.
himself is $50 million.
Yeah.
What do you want them to do? They're like, hey, basically this whole movie is CGI. You know, we gotta buy all this crap.
Tell you what, I wouldn't have seen the Avengers without. I mean, I love the Hulk, but Iron Man is what made it possible.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Iron Man and the Hulk are the two main characters of the movie. Thor, yeah, whatever. Captain America, yeah, he can't do much. But to be honest, if Hulk or Iron Man were in the movie, I don't think it would have sold half of what it did.
Exactly. And Captain America is my least favorite movie out of the leading up ones.
I would say it's a tie between Thor and Captain America for me.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like. Everyone loved Iron Man. Not a lot of people liked Thor, Captain America, and the Hulk. I mean, they liked them, but it didn't sell as well. Thor did the second most, I think, behind the Iron Mans.
And I think Thor just did that most because of it, like,
and
you know.
I didn't like the way they used Thor in the Avengers. They barely used him.
Oh, yeah, they barely used the Hulk, too.
They barely used him. Well, the Hulk, when they did use him, was awesome. When they used Thor, it was just like, whatever.
Yeah, but the Hulk needed more, man.
So I have to watch that movie again.
They showed stupid characters the most, man. Like.
Yep, I didn't like Hawkeye too much, man.
Seriously, like, someone just needed to be like, yeah, I'm gonna put you in your check. You have no superpowers. You have
Nick Fury pulls him aside. Come here, boy.
I don't know if you're kidding. You have an arrow.
They go to hand him a gun. He's like, no thanks, sir.
Nick Fury just goes up into his ear. You're shit.
They go to hand him a gun. You're gonna need this. It's okay. I work with a bow and arrow. What are we in the 1400s?
What are we storming a castle? Robin Hood?
But they made it cool. They showed some of the trick arrows.
What do you have a range of 100 yards?
Yeah, there's a Chitauri killing Black Widow. Yeah, and you can't do anything.
How are you gonna get on the other side of the city?
You're at the top of the Empire State Building.
Just like all the other superheroes, how are you gonna get to the other side of the city? A taxi? Because you can't fly or run fast? Read 'em and weep.
All I'm saying, Avengers 2, make Spider-Man happen. Take out your checkbook, Disney, Marvel, whatever, whoever owns your company. And I will be an extra.
Honestly, if they were to do the Spider-Man thing, they could the new kid that played Spider-Man, if he turned down, like, if I was the director of the Avengers,
they asked him, "What did you think of the Avengers?" And he was saying that he loved it and he wished he was in it and that he wants to be in Avengers 2.
For him, he's not that high of a, he's not like Robert Downey Jr. status. So whatever they offer him, he should take it, because they're not going to up the offer for him. They're going to be like, all right, we're going to try to do this. We're going to lowball this guy because he's a new guy, and he's probably going to take it because he has no film career. So if they want to do Spider-Man, they could turn that into a big profit.
They lowballed everyone besides Robert Downey because he restructured his contract.
Lowball, a couple million.
Yeah, that's still a lot. But like Iron Man.
That's only because of he's already had 2 movies.
Yeah, and he made $50 million.
Exactly.
Everyone else was paid like $4 million.
Mark Ruffalo, new cast member. Thor.
And you know what though? It's not bad because everyone knows Mark Ruffalo now. I didn't know Mark Ruffalo.
I didn't know him either until this guy.
And I didn't know Captain America before Captain America, and I didn't know Thor before Thor. And now they're top.
I only knew Captain America because of Fantastic Four.
I knew Captain America through not another teen movie.
And that's another thing. Isn't Fantastic Four Marvel?
Yeah, but they're owned by. That's the thing.
So if they wanted to ever do anything with that, they can't because there's 2 different characters.
This is how it is. X-Men and the Fantastic Four are owned by Fox, and Spider-Man is owned by Sony. So Marvel can only work with those other characters. So that Marvel can't go ahead and put Spider-Man in their movie because Sony owns it. So that's why having Spider-Man in the Avengers is something big, because it really can't be done unless those 2 companies make an agreement to come together and do it. And what would be cool is that Spider-Man's trying to build his own universe. Sony is. They're trying to do what the Avengers did, and they're talking about making a Venom movie, like, separate, and then having them cross over in Spider-Man 3.
But even when they did Venom, they messed Venom up.
Well, these are new people. That's what I'm saying. I wish.
It's like Venom was this like stupid thing, and in the comic books, the cartoons, Venom was like, 3 times the size of Spider-Man, all jacked, cock diesel, swole. And this, he acted like a creature, like he was scared of everything.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I don't think people get, is that normally a movie has 3 parts and that's it. 1, 2, and 3.
Trilogy, that's it. You try to do more than that, it doesn't work.
With the Avengers, by the time they make a 3rd one, it's gonna be like 2020. You think Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be this Avengers 2?
Honestly, I don't think they can do a 3rd Avengers. I don't think they might do a 2nd one. That's it.
I don't know how they're gonna keep it up. It's a big challenge for them.
Or they just speed up production. Like right now, they could be making an Avengers 2, but they have to wait for Iron Man 3, Thor 2.
Well, this is the thing. They chose with Thanos. They chose the biggest character you can have.
Oh, I know, because they're trying to end it now.
They went immediately from Loki, which was a Avengers villain, to the villain of the universe, of the Marvel universe.
They're trying to end it.
Which is why I'm thinking that they need to have Spider-Man and Wolverine and people like that, because Thanos is a villain that takes out
Universal,
everyone.
Yeah.
And they just to have those 4 characters.
That'd be such a crazy movie if Hugh Jackman
and this guy Andrew
everybody like, oh my, if there's like a cast of like 15 people that were
imagine
superheroes,
the fight scene.
Like the Expendables, just not shit.
Because this is the thing, the Avengers prove that you don't have to have the biggest, deepest story plot, because the other movies have it for you.
Exactly.
You get all the plot you need from the other movies, and then you know that you're watching just a battle. It's just a big, long cluster.
Right. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and
on behalf of C&J, I hope you liked podcast episode 1. Thank you, Mr. Stevo, for staying this late. I know you did, because you're such a loyal guy, and I love you. And just kidding. Don't take it the wrong way. All right, this is getting awkward. I'm just gonna end it with telling you that there's more videos to come. Me and Justin talking. And this is just one of many podcasts. Thank you.